Hi everyone, so welcome to another academic video. This week I thought I would talk about the differences and the similarities between being on a university probation period versus having your university appraisal. As a new lecturer, and if you're new to the channel, hi, my name is Caroline. I'm a UK-based physics university lecturer. As a new UK uni lecturer, you're going to most typically face a probation period. And these can be quite long. So depending on your contract, so as I said, I am a lecturer, and you might have elected to become the research fellow route or the teaching fellow route, but depending on your contract, the university will most likely have this probationary period. And typically for UK university lecturers, that probation is 3 years. Now that's a long time to be on probation. And so in this video, I thought I'd share just a little bit about the mechanics of what happens when you're on probation and then what happens when you finish probation and you start to go onto the normal university appraisal system. In essence, both probations and appraisals are doing a similar job. They are assessing your performance and your outputs over the last year, and they're looking to the year ahead and what your tasks and objectives and plan are for typically the next 12 months. And as a UK uni lecturer, so my job entails both research, teaching and administrative duties. And so as you'd expect, both the appraisal and the probation assess those three things. In both cases, so from my experience, for both the probation and the appraisal, I had to complete a form. So once a year, there'd be a big form for me to complete. I did that electronically. I would then submit that form to my line manager. We then arrange to have a meeting. Now, one of the differences is between the timing of those meetings and who's in those meetings. So when you join the university, I started in a particular month. My probation happens, the first review, a year later. So I joined the university, 12 months later I'm having my first probation, 24 months later I'm having my second probation review, and 36 months later I'm having my third and hopefully final probation review. As a permanent member of staff, so now I am on a permanent UK university contract, I'm now on the appraisal system, and here at my university we have our appraisals every August, around the summertime I think. So that is a difference. You know, as a probationary person, my probationary review would happen every 12 months based on when I had joined the university. But now I'm on the university appraisal system, I fall into line with the annual date for the university appraisals. What's also different is who is actually doing the appraisal. So when I was on probation, I reported to the head of department. So it was the head of department who did my probation reviews. When I came off probation and I moved onto the university appraisal system, I then reported to my research group leader and he did my appraisals. So there is a slight difference in who was in the room. Also, when I was on probation, I had a mentor. So part of my university's policy is that when you start as a new academic member of staff, you have a mentor to help guide you through those first 3 years. So they were also present at my probation reviews. And now I'm doing my appraisals. Actually, it's just myself and my line manager. So what do you actually talk about in these meetings and what is on the form? Again, obviously I'm talking from my experience. Your university might do things slightly differently. But on my probation form, I had to look back over the last 12 months and I had to assess my research, my teaching and my admin contribution towards the department. It's quite, well, in my case, it was quite a lengthy form. Now, the university can automatically access certain metrics. So my university can automatically see my publication record, they can see what I've produced in the last 12 months, they can also see what money I've brought into the department, and they can see my teaching evaluations done by my students when they evaluate my teaching. So those things are automatically collected and are available as kind of like performance indicators, if you like. But then the probation form is my chance to bring out the points that I want to about the last year, where I think I performed particularly well, or the things I want to highlight, or maybe to identify gaps where I feel like I could have done something in more depth or didn't have the time to do something. And that all goes, if you like, at the start of the form. And then the second part of my probation form, I'm now looking ahead to the next year, and I am trying to make sure that I set objectives for my research, my teaching and my admin for the next 12 months. Now that probation discussion around your key parts of your job is very similar to what happened in the appraisal discussion. So as I said, I did my 3 years of probation, I successfully came off probation and I moved into the kind of the permanent pool of staff within my department. And actually the appraisal process is very similar. We are looking back at the last year, what I was able to achieve, and we're looking ahead to the year and actually a little bit beyond sometimes to give yourself a bit of a strategy for a few years. Things that I've noticed that are different. Obviously, I'm now not reporting to the head of department, I'm reporting to my research group lead. That is a difference. I've also noticed that the form for being on appraisal at my university isn't quite as long as the form for being on probation. And I guess that's reflective of the fact that you've already passed that probation period and you're now, I guess, on a different standing within the university. Because probation really, it's a period of time where the university can see if you're a good fit for the university and you can check that you're happy working for that university. So it's like a two-way street, but obviously being on probation, it's that little bit easier if the university said they wanted to terminate your contract than typically when you move on to a permanent academic staff post. So yeah, apart from the forms being different lengths, when I was on probation, there were certain things that I needed to do to satisfy the university requirements. So within my probation process, I had to go through and become a fellow of the Higher Education Academy. I will include a link, some of the comments below, to a video I did about the FHEA. Essentially, it was a process of 18 months going through a teaching graduate certificate. So it helps prepare you to teach in the lecture theatres and in the laboratories. I actually did it simultaneously, so I was teaching at the same time as undergoing that certificate. But that was part of my probation objectives that I needed to complete and satisfy that course. So I don't know what would have happened if I hadn't done it and then I got to the end of my 3 years probation, whether I'd have been held on probation until I completed the course or not. But in any case, I completed the course first and then I came off the end of my probation period, so that was fine. I wasn't particularly daunted by being on probation. It was one of those things that needed to be done. I did find it strange. I'd moved from being on a permanent long-time contract in industry, and suddenly I found myself as the new lecturer on probation for 3 years, which felt like a long time when I started. But honestly, I found the process of being on probation quite smooth. My university didn't make it particularly stressful. If I didn't meet an objective or a goal, we discussed it. We talked about the reasoning behind why, what had impacted me, and we made a plan to enhance or improve the situation for the next year. So at no point did I feel like I was particularly being pressurised by the university to achieve big goals that I couldn't make. I found the whole process very supportive. My mentor was very supportive. So yeah, I didn't find probation too scary. Now, maybe that's not true of all universities. Maybe depending on your department, maybe probation is a very, very scary process to go through. Let me know in the comments, are you on probation right now? Are you on the main university appraisal system? I'm also now a line manager, so I do appraisals for university staff. I used to do appraisals for industry staff. Maybe that's a future video, the differences between being a line manager in academia versus in industry. But this video is probably long enough. So thanks for watching as always. I really appreciate your support on this channel. Please do join if you're new around here. It's just an academic space for us to chat each week. Take care of yourself wherever you are around the world, and I will see you next Monday for another university academic video. Bye.